Hello, and welcome to the fourth video in a series looking at the Lynchburg City Council and the City Manager's Office using the June 30th City Council meeting, which was the second reading of the budget. And we left off with Stephanie Reed's monologue, which was a response to the motion to set the tax rate at 84. And we had said we were going to look into artificial integrity and DARVO. So as you're watching this, keep those phrases in mind. Her monologue is a response to what is the tax rate going to be. So far we know that the city manager's office proposed 89%, which would have put a much higher tax burden on the citizens of Lynchburg. 3 councilmen, Timmer, Deemer, and Mischens, stated that they wanted to lower it to 83. So there's a difference in the tax revenue being collected. But basically the concern was that citizens would be overtaxed, excessively taxed. So they should be discussing the burden of taxation on us and what they need our tax dollars for, because we're taxed in order to provide services to us. So we really should be talking about what services do we need? What does Lynchburg need to make it a better city for everyone? And what's the most comfortable rate for the citizens to pay? But keep in mind, artificial integrity, DARVO, because what you're going to see is she doesn't say really what she thinks the tax rate should be. Instead, she attacks. Well, first she denies that the citizens have any concerns whatsoever about the tax rate, and she denies this by not ever addressing it. Okay, it's just ignored. Then she attacks the councilmen who want to keep the rate lower. They wanted it 83. Well, now they've agreed through compromise to go to 84 in the hopes that they can deliver a budget to the state tomorrow. It's due the very next day. So she denies that there's any problem with the tax rate on the citizens. She doesn't mention the services that were cut ever. And now she's attacking the councilmen who want the 84% rate. She's making us think that they're not trustworthy. She's talking about shenanigans. But finally, she gets to the main point, which is a defense of the city manager's office. Now, we know the city manager, not only did they set the rate at 89, but they have proposed cuts to services, and they've been delivering budget materials late. They haven't been complete. There's been a lot of misinformation in the budget materials. So we are now going to be asked to apologize to the city manager. And it's really fascinating how powerful and persuasive this is. So let's listen to it.
I just think you want them to quit. And you've put their safety at risk. Because when you demonize city workers and make people in the city think that they're horrible people doing things unethical, when all they're doing is doing their jobs. I won't stand for it. And no one up here should stand for it, because they are good, hardworking people who have families who are watching them be insulted and attacked. It's unacceptable. We can disagree respectfully. We can ask them to do more of what we want them to do, but not the way it's been done at all. And I apologize to each and every one of our staff members for how you've been treated during this process, because it's not okay. And I have 2 minutes left.
Wow. So I'm really curious how you felt after listening to that. And I expect people felt a lot of ways, but mainly 2 main ways. One, you were really captivated and compelled by her narrative and her moral high ground, and wanted to do whatever she said, or two, you were ashamed of having ever questioned the budget at all. So what's happened is, instead of addressing the motion for the 84 cents, instead of talking in numbers and facts about the difference in revenue between 84 cents and 89 cents and so on and so forth, and how it would affect programs, instead she ends up focusing solely on the city manager and making attacking the other city council members because they haven't treated him correctly in her mind. So that's really not appropriate to do at a budget session in the first place. It's not about personalities. It should be about the numbers and the figures and how to deliver the best services to the greatest number of people in the city. But that's not happening. We are told that, we want the city manager to quit. We threat his safety. We have demonized him. We have harmed his family. We're accused and attacked for all these things, when in fact, I don't think anybody's done any of those things. They've just asked for some thorough, transparent accounting, some careful accounting in a non-hostile fashion. Just do some accounting. And but no, any question to the city manager is now painted as an attack. We can't question him anymore. So that's not good. That's a classic example of gaslighting. That's a total denial of a problem, attacking the people that are trying to fix the problem, reversing victim and offender, so that the person that's really causing the problem becomes a victim. So watch it again. The rest of the session on June 30th, Stephanie Reed spends a great deal of time, again, defending the city manager and not talking real numbers. Like, this is a budget, and we have a right to ask questions about the budget. That's not a bad thing. You don't need to feel guilty that you're asking questions. You don't need to feel ashamed that you don't understand how the city manager could give himself a 14.1% raise at the same time he's cutting services when he's already one of the highest paid city managers in the state. Those don't make you a bad person. Those thoughts do not make you a bad person. So we're going to keep looking at some other examples, and the question is, why is she doing this? Why is her focus on the city managers, protecting the city manager? Think about that. All right, see you next time.